Remember that thing about Yellow Flash being sued because, oh my God, what a monster? Yeah, apparently that was never happening to begin with. Now, I'm not saying this is a bad thing either. I mean, hey, nobody actually wants to get mired down in litigation, but I want you to keep in mind this post as we go forward. So, if Marzgurl is threatened with a lawsuit and gets a lawyer on retainer because of impending lawsuit, it's somehow her fault that Vic Mignogna's team lacked the follow-through or the bar credentials to file. I'm sure her fans understand. My GoFundMe specifically says it's to retain a lawyer, and that's exactly what I did. So I want you to keep that in mind as we go forward. We'll look at everything here. So hey there. So today I thought I would return to that wonderful world of litigation to talk about something that, well, is more revelation than litigation. But hey, I think people already knew this. Now all of this, it revolves around a specific GoFundMe. You can see the pictures of it in front of you, and we'll talk about it a little bit more in depth, and just in case you didn't know. But you can see it saying that this is about help with legal fees. Now, as you may notice on this was created on April 29th, 2019. You have your introduction for the person here, and then they tell you exactly what it's about. I will keep this as straightforward as possible to prevent any form of misunderstanding. So no misunderstanding here. This campaign is specifically for the base amount that is necessary for me to retain the legal services necessary for me to begin the process of a defamation lawsuit. The defamation is against me by several individuals who have targeted me specifically to be the recipient of harassment in multiple forms. For over 3 months, I have become the target of these individuals for standing with those who have accused a certain figure in the voice acting industry of a specific type of misconduct. As a result, several individuals have used their platforms to launch a concentrated campaign of character assassination against myself, including the telling of many untruths and monetarily profiting off of my image without my express permission. Currently, we are looking into harassment, which may lead to other claims later. The current amount I am listing is $1,500 for the initial retainer fee for the lawyer I have been speaking with, and will be increased if the fee is met, as well as when I am introduced with new costs from the law firm as they arise. I will be doing my best to also be paying out of my own pocket to assure that others do not have to contribute more than necessary. The sooner this can be met, the better. As I do not have the financial means to retain these legal services on my own, I'm requesting any assistance that can possibly be procured. Any support is greatly appreciated. Now, I would think most people would look at this and say, yeah, this is about offensive. This isn't about a defensive strategy. This is about going after somebody and trying to cause them problems. This was also backed up in quite a few messages out there that I want to show you now. Now, as far as background on this post before we begin, this was actually leaked. This was not a public post. This was a post to friends. Marzgurl was very upset about it, and it came out before the GoFundMe. If you look at it, it looks like it's aimed at Yellow Flash's identity. So let's look at this. It's kind of long, but still it gives you the background. Spoke to a lawyer today. Still weighing options and taking help and opinions. Here's what I know so far. Please feel free to chime in and offer your own knowledge. They do think I have legal options, but the first option was to force the police and the FBI to actually pay attention and understand. At this point, both have just blown me off, which they figured was likely to happen, so they have started drawing up information legally to force them to care and pay attention. So you notice, first of all, this is aimed at FBI and police intervention. As another friend of mine suggested, they also suggested that we start speaking to local congresspersons and see if we can't make them care about how dangerous this has become. They seem fairly optimistic on these fronts and believe that going to the courts would work, but only after exhausting a lot of other options. So also, we need to bring the Congress Congress people in that we have around here. They would like to be able to basically just tell Yellow Flash to cut it out. So you notice the target there. It's Yellow Flash. I'm sure that means sending a cease and desist. But the problem is we don't know who Yellow Flash really is or where he lives. So you see a call for going after his identity. If I could get any help at all from anybody who might know how to figure out who he is, that's going to be a huge help. Because if they have to turn to legal means to do so, it'll take longer and it'll be more costly in the meantime. If there is anybody who can help me identify and locate Yellow Flash, that would help out immensely. His Twitter account says his location is 616, and my current hypothesis is that is his zip code, meaning he lives somewhere around Grand Rapids, Michigan. But I don't truly have anything else to base this information on. As a brief aside to that, Earth 616 is the joke there, but hey, big geeks out there totally don't know what this is. All right. Now, of course, I need to be gathering proof that he is saying harmful, defamatory things about me that are untrue, as well as monetizing my image, the latter of which seems to be the most solid thing they could get him on. I will be linking to Yellow Flash's social media profiles and asking you guys for help in monitoring times where he's talking about me or spreading myths truths. I will be downloading his videos as best I can. He is starting his less monetized Marzgurl stream tonight, so I will link to that when I get a chance. If it's anything like the other women he has monetized on his channel out of hate, he is going to delete the stream when he is done because he knows that this is breaking YouTube's TOS, so I'm going to do my best to record it to my hard drive live as it is happening. Speaking of YouTube, they're going to see if they can reach out to YouTube and Twitter respectfully about deplatforming these threatening and false statements, although they know that both platforms have loopholes that mean that YouTube and Twitter are not directly held accountable for what the user posts, but they'll see what they can do. So you notice this is about deplatforming as well. One thing they said that shocked me was that they suggested that I combat his information with information of my own. With as many people have suggested that I just give them no ammo, they suggested that I thought that I had big enough public support group that I make an unceasing and tirelessly strong and concentrated effort to combat their lies with my truth. But this would basically take raising an army. And I don't believe that I am big enough figure that has an army of people willing to publicly stand up with me and fight at my side. If I did, maybe I would have gone this route long ago, but I don't. And finally, obviously, money is an issue. They're going to draft some things up for me to look over and sign later, so I haven't committed any of this to ink yet. But yeah, it'd be expensive. I know some people said way back at the beginning of this that, should I ever need to take this to court, they would financially have my back. I am sick of being a beggar, but if anyone is serious about this, I strongly believe that these are some of the right steps to begin deplatforming some dangerous people. You notice there's people there, and the lawyers sounded very confident that with a little bit of work, we could get started on making this happen. And if we work hard enough on our own, that means that we pay them less for the work that we don't have to do ourselves. Once they send me some paperwork, I can get some estimates. However, if there is anyone who knows any lawyers that might do this cheaper or even pro bono, I am more than happy to take this route instead. These lawyers have given me a good look in the first steps to take the right direction, and I am happy to have received their insight, even if I don't end up working with them. Please feel free to share your thoughts. Also, please help me figure out who Yellow Flash is and where he is so he can best be served there. The more work we can do on our own, the better. Thank you all for listening as I go through this. I am going to be leaving some links to keep an eye on it in the comments. So you see exactly what this is about spelled out in every detail. Now, additionally, on the GoFundMe, here's a receipt that was posted June 23rd, 2019, talking about, hey, I've made my first payment. There will be more updates soon. So again, you see everything spelled out, black and white, clear as day about what this is supposed to be. Then everything falls silent. People talk about it and speculate where everything goes, but you don't get any updates until this post. Now, apparently, it was about getting a lawyer to fend off Vic Mignogna and Ty Beard. It was never supposedly about that thing that, well, was discussed in detail when you look at what I just showed you. So don't you find that interesting? I mean, very fascinating. Like I said, there's a lot more discussion that could go with that, but it would be speculation, and I'm not going to do that. I'm not trying to speculate on who this person is, what they've done with money and on. I'm just saying, when you look at this and you look at the money collected, what it was supposedly for versus what it was about, yeah, it was about fending off Vic Mignogna, hoping to God he didn't come after them, and never, ever about that thing, with that guy, Yellow Flash. But anyway, you tell me what you think about this. Ending very briefly, too, let me say that I appreciate you showing up. I appreciate you being here, and I want to thank you for that. If you'd like to support the channel, sub to it, share videos, but you being here, that means something. You empower endeavors. I don't want to monopolize your time. I just really want to thank you. I try to do that at every video. So we'll be doing this again, and again, thank you for your time here.